But the people that don't give a damn, they care, but not too much. They filthy.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
That's the difference.
Yeah, yeah. I see when we was talking about the writings. A lot of people in the chat started talking about them writing and them being left-handed or right-handed. One thing I noticed, Rock, because I play the piano, and even when not just I play the piano, when let's say I have ideas that I write with my left or right hand, I notice my right hand has a different personality than my left hand, Rod. So my left hand, if I play a melody with my left hand, it'll be different. It'll be some shit that my right hand don't think of. Same thing when I'm writing. If I want to think about some thoughts, depending on what hand I use, because I practice using both, a different thought will arise. So this is some shit that we're not used to tapping into because we're only used to using one hand. So talk to me about do you think it would be easier to tap into ancient knowledge as we're right-handed, we started writing with our left hand or using our left hand more? What is it about the different personalities of the right and left hand, Rod?
You work the personality difference is the side of the brain. The right hand is using the father side, linear logic. The left hand is using the mother side, abstract. Artists who are ambidextrous have a higher output of creativity than the ones who can only use one hand.
Yeah.
Right. You ever seen a child start school in the kindergarten and he left-handed and they keep everything, keep focus, put it in his right hand, put it in, they shifting that child. They don't want him in his right brain. So if you ain't right, what are you?
Mm,
You wrong as hell.
mm, that's a good one.
So they do that on purpose. But some of the children is defiant to them forcing them to write with the right hand. Why? Because the influence of the mother line is so strong it overtakes the child left brain with the right brain. So now they right brain dominant. They more abstract. They more apt to be proficient in the arts and entertainment field than they are in science and technology.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you look at your left hand. That's your feminine expression of your higher self. When you look at your right hand, that's your masculine expression of your physical self.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the spiritual you and the physical you. We used to be ambidextrous,
Yeah.
but that was systematically attacked by the patriarchs to try to keep us from ever accepting matriarchal influence by turning off the right brain of as many masculine entities as possible, then rape them to ruin them, physically rape them to ruin them.
Yeah.
Now they not fit the rule no more. They did that on purpose. They know what they doing. Slimy ass. They did it on purpose.
Yeah.
That's
You
why
said
you always hear me call out them rogue pedophile cross dressing drag queen priests,
right. Right.
pedophile priest cults,
Mm.
right? Because they know what they doing. If I didn't think they knew what they was doing, I wouldn't be hard on them. But because I know that they know what they doing, because they wrote about it. They wrote about the dirt they did and they celebrated it in secret and then they condemned it in the public.
Hmm.
Right. That's why they gotta have all that secret squirrel shit going on. While they doing a secret squirrel, they can celebrate all of the wickedness that they do um among their peers, but they'll come out and tell us, we not doing no dirt. That's
Mm.
y'all out there. Y'all the criminals. Lock them up. We need a crime bill. We need a war on drugs. They bringing the dope over here, and the same people declaring the war on drugs. They're creating circumstances and situations. That way, you don't have to micromanage anybody.
Yeah.
You could create the condition, and the people will respond to the condition by nature.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in a perpetual state of war, but we didn't know who the enemy was, so we just fought anybody close.
Yeah.
So we fighting him because I wear blue, he wear red. I wear my cap to the right, he wear his to the left. Come on now. Can
Mm.
we find a better reason to fight each other? Like he broke in my house and tried to rape my sister, so I broke him up. You know,
Right.
that's a better reason than because he got his hat turned to the left and mine turned to the right.
Mm-hmm.
He from a different tribe than I'm from. They turned us against each other. They deliberately sent infiltrators in these programs. They wrote about them. The
Mm.
FBI snitch program. They wrote about it. They got documentaries on it. And they telling you exactly how they infiltrate us in those videos.
Mm.
But we don't know, we don't believe we in a police state, and we don't believe we've been warlocked for 400 years. So as long as we don't believe it, you can't get out of the condition that you don't accept exists, because now you be fighting in vain. You don't believe it exists. Even though you can see all of the symptoms of it, we're not in control of our economics. We're not
Mm.
in control of our education. We're not in control of our entertainment. We're not in control of our labor from where we gonna work at, how we gonna work, when we gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in charge of politics. We're not in charge of the religions of the world. Who is in charge?
Hmm.
Because I got some questions for them suckers. But they hide and they do everything secret, so they look like they innocent, but they not innocent. They the dirt dealers.
Mm.
Right? They the ones running the kind games on the most amount of people. And they say that the bigger the kind is, the easier it is to run. And that's why we've been trapped in this American corporate kind game for 235, 240 years.
Mm.
Right? Because we didn't know, we thought it was real. We didn't know they was a running game on us. We thought that they was legit. They not legit. We the only ones legit. The original organic Mississippi ruddy red clay dirt walking around the land with this nappy hair to the wavy hair to the straight hair. Right? We came in multiple skin complexions. We didn't just start having light breaks recently. That's old. We used to call them the children of the moon when they was lighter than like these Europeans like. But we had them. They was called the children of the moon. You can read about them in Isis Unveiled by Madame Blavatsky. She talk about the root races, then she talk about the moon race. And the moon race was the ones who was the light brights before Caucasians came along.
What happened
Today
to that?
we would call Ashurics and Syriacs, right? But most of them just, you know, amalgamate back into the main line. And then you end up with these $7.50 Indians. They $5 Indians mixed with real organics. So
Damn.
they $7.50 Indians. They ain't $5 Indians.
Wow. That's $7.50 in there. Wow. I mean, this brother here had a question in terms of the Bhagavad Gita. He wants to know about the 6 types of aggressors.
Right. That goes to the art of war. That's where the art of war is referenced in the Gita.
Mm.
And it's talking about the character types in the war. It's the same. They teach about it in any psychology class. They're called personality types.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the 6 types of aggressor is the 6 agitators. The character types that's most likely to be an agitator in the circumstance that's conducive to him being a aggressor in his personality type based on his surroundings.
Mm-hmm. Let's get to some questions before we get out here from the people in the chat. Let me put my brother Rod Hayes Cash App up here. For those who inquire about donating. Let me see, sick. 8. All right, so we're gonna get to some Q&A. I'm interested in knowing what's on your minds. Powerful topic, the Bhagavad Gita. We're dealing with ancient texts for today's awakening. The brother Rod Hayes, if you would like to show the brother financial support. Somebody asked about Cash App. It's up on the screen. Rod Hayes Cash App $SIK SIKAPE. All right, y'all. Make sure you show the brother Rod Hayes some love, the Cash App love, and we're gonna get to some Q&A before we get out of here. All right. We're gonna start with this first one. what do you feel is the message of the Bhagavad Gita? I guess you kind of already touched on this, but what do you feel the message is of the Bhagavad Gita? I guess the overall message.
The overall message is in this spiritual war, don't be surprised who your adversary turn out to be.
Woo! Shit. Don't be surprised. What Biggie said in that song? He said, "Your mama have that ass line." What he said? Damn. In with 10 Crack Commandments, I think it was.
Yeah,
Your mama
he
had
said,
ass. You properly
I
gassed.
can't remember. Yeah,
If y'all remember Biggie's line, he said something about your mom, his mom's in 10 Crack Commandments about how your own mother will set you up. If y'all remember, put it up, put it in the chat. Anybody who remembers that. But yeah, that's powerful, Rod. That is powerful. I'm gonna take questions about the Bhagavad Gita first. So if you have any particular questions, let me see about the Bhagavad Gita. Let me put it in the chat. Okay, well,
I ain't read that. I ain't read that book in about 20 years.
yeah, wow, damn. Somebody said ask Rod about the 90-foot statue of Hanuman they just unveiled in Texas.
If they that's that like, the size of it matters. 90 feet.
Mhm.
I'll have to go and look at the symbolism around it because the name of the city, the road it's on, all that stuff matter.
Mhm.
It's a sign. And Hanuman, Bobby Hemmett talked about Hanuman too, by the way, for
Yeah.
if y'all want. But Hanuman is the Indian Monkey King, who is similar to Sun Wukong in China. And the Buddha called him Hanuman because he could do anything. So I'm not sure what their motive was. I have to read into it because it's going to be some signs that will explain why they put it there and what was the motive.
Yeah, I think that's the line from Biggie. Your mama be in the
Yeah,
bushes waiting to light that ass up,
yeah,
properly gassed
yeah,
up.
yeah. Probably gassed up your mama in the bushes waiting to light that ass up.
Shout out to Notorious B.I.G. Great lyricist. Great lyricist. Somebody says, what does it mean when you return with a sacred symbol imprinted on your skin?
You had a spiritual initiation